Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back and thank you for tuning in. Just wanted to say I do apologize for not uploading videos much faster. Going through a little bit of a transition phase in terms of moving. We just bought a new house. Hopefully I can do a full house tour once everything is kind of decorated, everything is filled. We moved from a 1-bedroom condo, just the two of us, to a 3-bedroom house. Takes a lot of things to fill it up. Right now it's an empty. But we were putting this project on hold for quite some time now due to winters in Canada and it's cold and you don't want to do anything and you get lazy after work. You just want to kind of unwind and sit down and watch TV. In our new living room, we have this big wall that's pretty much a giant canvas right now. Nothing has been done to it. It's just blank and it's sort of boring and depressing. So we are going to take on the new accent wall kind of trend that's been happening. So we finally sat down, we got our gear together, we got our heads together, and we came up with a design, we came up with a plan, we got the hardware, we got the supplies, and I'm gonna show you everything that you're gonna need to complete a project like this in your home. It's very simple. I'm going to attempt to do this accent wall without a nail gun. Now, a lot of these accent walls, people are saying that you will need a nail gun. Some people are saying, you know what, just use construction grade adhesive and just put it on if it's a simple design. That's what we're gonna aim for. We're gonna aim for a simple design and we're gonna put this beautiful space as a showpiece. Came up with a color. It's going to be mountain pine from Behr in satin. We didn't want too much of a sheen on it, so we also don't want a matte finish, so we wanted a kind of in between satin finish. So let's go see what you're gonna need for this project. And a lot of times it keeps saying I'm gonna do a full house tour on the new house, and I'll get to that once everything is decorated. But for now, I'm just gonna do the small stuff, get it over with. You know, spring is around the corner, summer's coming. So a lot of videos I hope to upload, share with you guys in terms of lawn maintenance, home maintenance. If some of you guys are new homeowners, what you should be looking out for. So for this small or medium-sized project, but it's a fairly simple project, what you're gonna need are the following tools. Simple stuff. We got construction grade, no more nails adhesive. You're also going to need the dispensing gun. You might wanna get some painter's tape. I just picked up wood filler, which is the pink stuff right there. Now, you may need it, you might not need it. Like I said, I'm going for a no nails kind of project. So hopefully it sticks to the wall. If not, I don't have a nail gun, but I'm gonna go rent one from Home Depot. You might wanna pick up some caulking to put around your wood to have almost a seamless finish and a better finish before you paint. You're also gonna need some sandpaper. If you have a palm sander, that is great. I just have to go pick up mine, and I have to go pick up sandpaper as well. I forgot that. Now, the other thing that comes really in handy, you're not gonna need this, but it's great to have. It's a miter saw. Even a compound miter saw is great. We're not gonna do crazy cuts on it. We're not using big width boards. I picked up some 1x2s. I was gonna go with 1x3s, but the pattern I wanted required, or a better finish, would be the 1x2s. Now these are 1x2x8. Simple spruce wood. You don't need fancy stuff. Again, we're gonna paint over them. They're gonna stick on a wall. So you're not gonna need trim or MDF boards or anything like that. Since this is a new house, I don't have a workstation set up yet. That is another video I'm going to make. Again, that's DIY. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make a workbench as well. We're also going to do full insulation in this garage. We're also gonna do drywalling. We're gonna do shelving units. So stay tuned for that. Not in this video, of course. That's too much work. Before I put this video into time lapse, first things first, you want to get your measurements right, write them down, make a rough sketch, and then cut your woods to size. We're going to start off with the frames. We're going to go all around the perimeter here and then frame it up. That's the easy part. Once the framing is done, we are going to lay out the wood pieces. I personally am just gonna tape them on the wall to see how the design looks, if I want to adjust it, how much of a spacing I want. Everything that's happening on the video, again, it's gonna be on a time lapse because it might take a couple of hours, so I don't wanna bore you to that. And then if I run into any problems or anything like that, I'll make sure to let you know. So that's it. So we'll get started. Something weird going on with the video and the camera and everything like that. But I thought I pressed record and then it wasn't recording, so sorry about that. But we got one, it's only been like 2 minutes. We got one piece up. Like I said, I don't have a nail gun, so I'm just using tape and adhesive. So I just put adhesive on the back, cut a 45-degree angle at the top and the bottom, put the corner piece in, taped it with 2 pieces of tape, one at the top, one at the bottom. I did have some 1-inch screws, just regular all-purpose screws. And I know there's a stud there. So, sorry, 1.5-inch screws. And I just put 2, just cause the wood had a bow in it. So I kind of just pressed it against the wall, put one at the top and one where the bow is. And it just went through and hit the stud. So that worked out. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the other pieces. Now the saw is in the garage and I didn't want to bring it into the living room because it's gonna make all these sawdust fly around. So I'm gonna cut all the pieces. So it's gonna take some time. Then I'll bring them in the living room and put them all up. The framing is done. And I thought, again, I was recording, but I wasn't. So I do apologize for that, but it was quick. It was like, I don't know, between the cuts, measurement, putting it on the wall, 20, 30 minutes. Now, the wall wasn't perfectly squared, so I did have to make some adjustments for the angles and to kind of sit flush with it. The spruce wood having a little bit of a bow and a couple of ones having a little twist right in the middle wasn't really helping much. And the fact that I don't have a nail gun, this was tedious, but it is completely doable. Between gluing the back, putting it on the wall, putting a little, maybe 1.5-inch screws, right again, the parts that was bowing, so to make it flush against the wall, that was the hard part. It wasn't so much of the cutting part. The cutting was easy. Measurements was easy. I think I'm just gonna go to Home Depot and get a nail gun. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So I'm back. Just went to Home Depot, picked up a brad nailer. They're about $30, $35 for a 24-hour rental. As I mentioned, I thought I can do it without one, but it turns out a brad nailer really helps. So if you get a chance, if you're doing one of these projects, go to Home Depot, rent one for 24 hours, and then just nail everything to the wall and you should be. So I'm gonna put this into a time lapse, and then on the way, Ria was done work, so I picked her up as well. A few other things from Home Depot, but that's like small little things. They were on sale, so you can't really go to Home Depot and not pick up smaller items, because everybody knows you go to Home Depot, you gotta have to buy something. You can't just walk out empty-handed. So let's go see how this turns out. Framing's all done. At the last moment, Ria wanted to change the design just for this little section over here, which is fine. And we're just gonna move filling in the holes and sanding. Okay, so we got the wood filled. Right now we're just waiting for it to dry. It's about 15 to 20 minute dry time. And then we're gonna do the sanding, which is the last prep step. And then the paint's gonna go on. Now, for you guys who could skip the filling if you're using brad nails, they're really small holes. It all depends on your preparation and your finish of the end result. So the more wood filling that you use and the proper sanding, then you'll get a much better result. Okay, so sanding's all done. Now just waiting for a few areas that we put extra wood filler and sealers dry. Maybe another half an hour to an hour. Sanding is one of those jobs where you can either take your time with it or you can pretty much just wing it and do it as quickly as possible. The fit and finish is all up to you. The more sanding you do, the more attention to detail that you guys do, it pays off in the long run, because once you put that paint on, that's it. Everything is sealed. Right now, the crucial step is just sanding. The better you sand, the better the finish is gonna be, the more smooth the wood is gonna look. Plus, sometimes we have kids coming over to the house, so I just don't want the kids to touch the wall and then by accident get a splinter or anything like that. So just for looking out for the little guys. All right, guys, that's it. Really happy how it turned out. It was a 2-day project. I mean, you guys can do it on a weekend. And it's all about just patience, taking your time with it, make sure the sanding is properly done, and you're gonna have a smooth finish. Now, we did end up doing 2 coats of this very dark green. It's almost like a grayish green. And also make sure to take out the electrical outlet covers when you're painting. So that's it. Again, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below and the sanding was done with some 80 grit, 120, 220, and then 380 just to get a smooth finish. Again, the longest and tedious part of this project is the sanding. Once you have done all the sanding, that all the corners are kind of rounded off and smooth to the touch, please make sure to vacuum, if you can, all the dust that will be produced with the sanding, and then put your primer and your paint on. Now, we went with a 2-in-1 primer and paint just to save a little bit of time, but we ended up doing 2 coats anyway, just because the first coat didn't give us a full coverage and also the deep green that we wanted. So we went ahead and done a second coat. We let it dry overnight. Once we did that, the second coat really turned out really great. It's all smooth. Now, we will do a similar accent wall or a little bit different into the bedroom as well, so I'll make sure to show you guys that. Thanks guys for watching, and please subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.